Project planning and management offices frequently use Microsoft Project to project, track, and report project progress. The Project Connector provides a one-way import of program element, program activity, and test activity entities from GENESYS, allowing you to have your program management data in GENESYS and to use the familiar project interface for your day-to-day management tasks. The Project Connector is an independently installed product and does not require its own license. Before importing GENESYS data, you may wish to set up Project with specialized attributes for GENESYS data, such as the GENESYS ID, number, and class. Vitek has provided a project template that makes this easy. Just create a new project and select the GENESYS blank template found in the C:\program files x86, Vitek, GENESYS 4 Project Connector, Templates folder. Notice the GENESYS number, ID, and class fields. These fields are important if you want to set up your project file, make customizations to the view, and regularly update the data from GENESYS. Bringing in these attributes will update the data in your project file, keeping the data in sync with GENESYS. If you do not wish to customize the view, and do not need to save the data in project format, then this step is not necessary. You can simply use a standard blank project. The GENESYS add-in appears in Project as a tab on the ribbon from which the connector can be controlled. Simply click the GENESYS icon to log in to GENESYS. This will display the standard GENESYS login dialog. You'll use the same username and password that you use to log in to GENESYS. This will give you access using the same permission set you have when using the GENESYS client. There are several sections on the ribbon, which are used to control access to the GENESYS data. The Repository/Project section shows which repository and controls which project you are accessing. Once logged in, you can simply choose a project from the Project dropdown. The Source section allows you to select the information you would like to import from GENESYS. A set of options have been provided for you that offer combinations of class entities that are commonly used in project management. I'll get all program elements and program activities. We have two options of which you'll need to be aware. When Include Related Activities is checked, the connector will import the selected program activities and test activities associated with selected program elements. Enabling this option is the only way to get test activities. If you don't want test activities, you may wish to disable this option. Another consideration is when you want to get children of program activities. First, you'll notice the option is currently grayed out. With the source currently selected, I can't change this option. This option becomes relevant when I'm getting program elements or program activities in a folder. In this case, if I want to include children of the entities in the selected folder that might reside in a different folder, it's essential that I have this option selected. If I only want entities in the selected folder and I don't want the related test activities, then I can disable this option. When Load GENESYS Extensions is selected, the connector will get the GENESYS number, ID, and class attributes of the selected entities, as discussed earlier in this video. This option is enabled by default, and circumstances where it needs changed will be rare. If you do not have the attribute extensions in your project file, you can still leave this checked. I'm now ready to load my GENESYS data. Notice that my timeline is populated. The connector will use your start date, end date, and duration attributes to do this according to a set of rules. You'll find documentation of these rules and much more in the Project Connector Guide.